John Cena and AJ Styles had their final match at Crown Jewel, but today I decided to put AJ Styles versus John Cena in every WWE game to see who's better. So let's lock in. So the first game that both these guys are in, at least on the WWE side, is WWE 2K17. So to choose the match type, I spun this wheel to make things a bit more interesting. And for our first match, it's going to be contested in an Extreme Rules match. Our overalls starting out, AJ Styles comes in with an 89 to start it out, and Cena is at a 93. So what didn't surprise me was the slow, simulation style gameplay in this game. However, what did surprise me is that these two actually had a wrestling match, where they wrestled, countered a bunch of stuff, and this would come to an end after a superplex by John Cena. Styles no-sells it and does a Pele kick, then takes Cena to the apron and back body drops him right on the apron. They go outside, and they have an opportunity to grab a weapon, but they just decide to brawl on the outside some more, and eventually head back in the ring. AJ Styles nails the first signature with the Ushi-Goroshi. Cena, of course, no-sells it, and after getting taken down once again, AJ decides to call up Cena and steals his own finisher, hitting an attitude adjustment onto John Cena. John Cena forcefully kicks out, and after getting a bit arrogant in the corner, he gets punished with an AA of his own, kick out. Despite a surprise calf crusher by AJ, Cena is able to break out of it and does the dreaded 5 moves of doom. Shoulder block, spinning proto bomb, 5 knuckle shuffle, and the attitude adjustment. But AJ Styles kicks out of the AA, the second one. AJ Styles shoulder blocks Cena down and finally goes to the outside for a table, and we're finally going to have a weapon spot and Styles clash by AJ Styles away from the table. 1, 2, 3, it's over. Cool. AJ wins, the table sets itself up, and AJ clips through it. What a match. 1-0. Since both these guys are in so few games, I decided to add a bunch of bonus games. So after one mainline game, we're going to switch to a bonus. And the first bonus game I've got for you is something that you probably don't even expect. TNA Impact on the Xbox 360. Yeah, AJ Styles is in this game, so I decided to make the best John Cena card I could possibly do using CAW.WS. Yes, it's that old where we used formulas online to make career wrestlers. And bam, this is what I came up with, which I think is good enough. This game came out during peak TNA in 2007, so we're going to be doing an Ultimate X match. And unfortunately, I cannot simulate these matches, so I had to play as someone, and I decided to go with John Cena to fight AJ Styles. So the rules of an X Division match is that you must climb these cables and unhook the X in the middle of the ring. It's basically a ladder match, but way harder. The match was kind of a problem though. I haven't played this game in over a decade, so I had no idea how to play, let alone in an Ultimate X. After looking into the controls a bit, I got the hang of this game and this match as well. There are a few main points. It involves climbing the cables, taking the opponent down, or kicking them off. However, there's one problem here. To unhook the X, you have to do this stupid minigame of tapping at the exact right moment, and I fucking sucked at it. This took forever, because you have to do it 3 times in a row to win. And I just had to keep dodging AJ and keep kicking him off the cables as I failed over and over and over again. This also caused me to almost lose the match against AJ Styles, but after dozens of attempts and an attitude adjustment, kinda, sorta, I finally get the X down. After baiting AJ Styles into grabbing the X, I kick him off, and I'm able to finally get the X down and win the match. Now, John Cena is 1-1. And since we played as John Cena in this match, we have to play as AJ Styles eventually. Now we head back to the mainline 2K series with WWE 2K18. Oh boy, this is a really exciting game. And the overalls of this game, AJ Styles gets bumped up to a 90, and John Cena is still at a 93. We spin the wheel, and now we get a submission match. Oh, great. Cool. Well, this match feels incredibly slow paced, like moving at a snail's pace because it's 2K18. Like, it's really, really slow, and I hate it. But after a few minutes and a missed 450 splash, John Cena locks on a half Boston Crab, but AJ gets out of it immediately and is able to lock in the calf killer, but Cena's foot gets into the ropes and breaks that up. Cena then counters slowly drags AJ into the middle of the ring and locks on the dreaded STF, but again, broken up. AJ counters Cena and tries for an AA of his own, but Cena counters that into a DDT and then calls up AJ Styles with his own AA and gets it. He tries to end it with an arm bar. Yeah, John's like, what the fuck am I doing? And then goes over to his STF, locks it in, but again, it's broken up. And AJ then does a brain buster, a cobra clutch to the back, and it's over. John Cena just taps out instantly. Wow, what a bitch. 2-1. And now we move to the second bonus game, which is going to be WWE 12. Yeah, I have local saves of these games, and surprisingly, I have a lot of really good AJ Styles cards, so we're able to do this, which is pretty cool. The match in this game is going to be a 20-minute Iron Man match, as AJ Styles in 2012, his peak years, going against John Cena in his own peak. These games are really competitive, like W12 and 2K14 are very competitive because they're so arcadey and fast. And the AI in 12 specifically is crazy. They are insane in this game. So their match in the first 10 minutes is crazy. Back and forths, counters, finishers, you name it. And AJ Styles does this weird fisherman suplex instead of the Styles Clash. And almost at the halfway point, AJ Styles is able to get Cena in a victory roll and get the first fall. But Cena wouldn't let this stand for long, as not even a minute later, he hits an attitude adjustment and gets the 3, tying it back up. It takes another 5 minutes, but AJ does his weird custom finisher move and gets a second fall off of it, as the clock starts to run down. But immediately afterwards, AJ is able to roll up Cena in a victory roll for a second pinfall, putting this at now 3-1. After another 2 minutes, John Cena gets a fall after an alley-oop into the corner, and now, with 2 minutes left, it's getting really bad. But after another minute, Cena alley-oops AJ once again, but then Styles out of nowhere gets a victory roll, which he gets another fall off of that. And now it's spooky. But Cena does another AA to get a third fall with 30 seconds on the clock, and unfortunately at the end, AJ Styles ends Cena's comeback with his brain buster fisherman move, and because of that, it runs out the clock, and when one more taunt to Styles, AJ wins and picks up another win. What a hell of a match, man. That was crazy. Alright, we move on to WWE 2K19. The overalls are a bit spicy in this game. AJ Styles, as the cover star, is a 91, which I believe is still less than Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. Unreal. Speaking of, and now we move on to Cena, and John Cena gets nerfed at an 89 overall. Wow. That's rough. The match type is a no-holds-barred match, which is basically a no-DQ match, which is with a cooler name. The match itself is supposed to be an unsanctioned match, but of course, because these two are assholes, they just wrestle a normal wrestling match for the first few minutes. But after an Emerald Fusion, John Cena is able to throw his hand in the air, wave like you don't care, into a 5-knuckle shuffle, and calls him up for an attitude adjustment, and this weird pose that he does. But AJ is able to counter that and slowly walks over to the apron for the phenomenal forearm, jumps off, gets the phenomenal forearm, kick out. John Cena comeback time, baby. But Cena decides not to do the 5-knuckle shuffle, and AJ Styles tries for the neck breaker, but Cena counters that neck breaker, takes him down with the snapmare, locks on the STF, and it's game over. John Cena picks up another win. Kind of sad because AJ's on the cover, but fuck him, I guess. Alright, now it's time for another bonus game, and, well, guess what it is? It's WWE 13. To make up for TNA Impact, where I played as John Cena, I'll be playing as AJ Styles in this game. But not just any AJ Styles. This is emo, edgy, dark, brooding, evil ways AJ Styles. So basically, my middle school years in a nutshell. And I went into this match with one singular obvious goal.
Beat up John Cena!
You're damn right, AJ. Or maybe you should, because gay people are awesome. And yeah, this is also a Hell in a Cell match, because why not? But since this is a cell match, I'm going to beat the crap out of Cena and climb up that cage, because these matches are really boring to simulate. So I get a finisher, store it, and slam Cena through the cage, and I climb up the cage and wait for John Cena, but he gets stuck. He figures it out eventually, and we fight on top of the cell. I do a flapjack that almost breaks it, and a custom signature neck breaker, and then the Styles Clash. Styles Clash through the top of the cell. It's gotta be over, but this motherfucker pops up like nothing happened, and despite me countering his first attempt, he gets off his 3 moves of doom. Shoulder block, proto bomb, and oh no, I'm gonna fucking lose. He calls me up for an AA, but I counter it fortunately, and because I put hundreds of hours in this game, I'm able to counter that at the right moment and go up to the top, hit a 450 splash, and defeat John Cena. Thank God, because I almost threw that easy win. Jesus. Alright guys, the fun is over because the next game up is WWE 2K20. Hooray. And although it's not as bad as it once was, I mean that was pretty awful, I'm not gonna lie. It still has that 2K20 stink to it. The overalls of this game, AJ Styles is at a 91 and Cena is still at a 89. For this game, the match type is gonna be a good old ladder match. However, while Cena is making his entrance, and God, this game looks like shit, oh my god, AJ Styles shows up from behind and ambushes him before the match, and the two start the match at the top of the stage, and eventually they go down the ramp to get in the ring. Styles wants to end this match very quickly to get out of this dog shit game, but Cena climbs up and he gets knocked down. AJ then surprises me and does a frog splash off the top rope, and it's gotta be over, right? Well, AJ doesn't even get a shot as Cena tips over the ladder and power bombs him down. Then the guys decide, hey, let's just have a good wrestling match for a bit, and that's what they do. Eventually they go outside, AJ does a gut buster and runs back in the ring to set it up and win. But Cena is back in quickly and climbs the ladder to stop AJ, only to get knocked down once again. AJ gets really close to winning, but Cena is able to recover, get back up the ladder, and try to fight him in one more showdown. And they go at it until AJ gets stunned, Cena chucks him off the ladder, climbs, and grabs the championship. John Cena wins the ladder match, and he's also the US champion. Seems appropriate. 4-3. Our next bonus game is going to be WWE 2K14, and of course we have an AJ Styles call downloaded, and this is post-broody AJ Styles into I'm leaving this company because you're lowballing me, TNA. And by God, that last TNA match he had was the worst book match I have ever seen. To make this a bit more interesting, this will be an I Quit match. But I also gave them infinite finishers, and oh my God, that was a huge mistake, because this was an actual repeating loop match. Here's the loop in a nutshell, alright? Finisher, see if guy quits, he doesn't, and repeat until one man finally gives up. That is literally the match, and that's for 10 to 15 minutes. I don't know what else I thought would happen, but you know what? That's it. But after 12 attitude adjustments and 12 styles clashes, a bloody John Cena hits the last attitude adjustment, and after a short light flicker, AJ quits and loses the I Quit match. LOL, Cena wins against AJ Styles, putting him down. Tied up 4-4. Well, this game was supposed to be W2K21, but that game got scrapped, so we're going to be playing a game that came out in 2021. No, not that one. Wrestling Empire. But wait, not this one. Nah, we got a new version of Wrestling Empire. May I present Wrestling Empire Maximus, a modded version of Wrestling Empire with updated textures, models, arenas, and Beat the Streak mode. It was created by a creator named Raul, so I'll link his YouTube channel and the Discord in the description to go get the mod yourself. So let's test out the mod and see how it happens. I set up a last laugh match where whoever gets the last pinfall wins. After both men make their entrance by sprinting down the ramp, Brock Lesnar is the referee and John Cena is throwing a fit about it, complaining that it's rigged, but Brock guarantees to call this down the middle. Despite John Cena doing some barrel rolls and Brock Lesnar trying to get involved but failing, these two actually have a little decent match. Going back and forth, 3 minutes in, a wild CM Punk appears out of the crowd and joins into the match, nailing a GTS under John Cena, and now it seems like a triple threat as the three lads fight and poor John Cena takes a disgusting bump onto the steps. But wait, a wild Cody Rhodes appears and runs down the ramp with the WWE Championship, and now it's a 4-way, where the match starts to get kind of messy, and also bloody, very bloody. Then a wild Becky Lynch appears and does nothing. She just stands on the outside and watches. I guess she's looking for a new man to replace the man's man, huh? Yeah. Shortly after she enters the field, a wild Randy Orton appears, and now it's a 5-way where all men are trying to win. Even though they're not legal, it's become a 5-way. The match goes into its final minutes with no falls, and I'm starting to realize that this is going to be a draw. And it was. Unreal. But Brock says that the match is restarted with 5 more minutes on the clock, and Cody Rhodes, with 2 minutes left, gets the first pinfall in the match, even though he's not illegal. And Cody Rhodes then goes on to win the match because no one else could get a pinfall in time. A guy who isn't even involved. And AJ Styles is like, wait a minute, you're not even involved in the match. How the do you win? That's bullshit. Well, you know what, AJ? That's true. Because we're going to have one more match. A true 1v1 to determine who's better in an explosive toilet death match. Which delivers on what you expect. Explosions, toilets breaking, shit and piss everywhere, and almost getting counted out. But finally, an X Factor onto the mat or the toilets or whatever, and the textures start spazzing out, but finally, AJ Styles picks up the win after a 40-minute recording session. My god. 5-4. And since we're doing modded wrestling games, why don't we just throw in another one for the hell of it as the bonus game. For the bonus game for 2K21 is going to be SmackDown Here Comes the Pain All-Stars. Both AJ Styles and John Cena in the game, updated to modern times. We're ready to go. Being Here Comes the Pain, it's really fun to watch. Gameplay is just so good. It's like peak, man. The models also look really good as well. But AJ Styles does a cool combo, and then a suplex for a surprisingly close 2 count. After getting his finisher, AJ Styles does a Pele kick and it connected, which was pretty sick. But John Cena is not happy, and he grabs a steel chair and DDTs AJ right on top of it. But AJ, being a mark, no-sells it and does a Styles Clash kick out. Cena gets his own finish, and after a throwback, a shakedown, and a twirly-dirly move, John Cena is able to get the FU. AJ kicks out, and both men work to get one more finisher to end it, and Cena gets it, but AJ counters the FU, and then grabs a chair, cracks John Cena in the head twice, and then does a DDT onto the chair. He gets his finish, twirls him around into a Styles Clash, and that is it. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles wins, and Here Comes the Pain modded. And you know what? Let's just do a close-up of AJ Styles, just for the hell of it. 6-4. Alright, with all those modded games out of the way, it's time to go back to WWE 2K with 2K22. The overalls, AJ Styles sits at a comfortable 91, with John Cena at a 92. The match ends up being a steel cage match. Now, this might be kind of cool, right? Well, the first move in the game is a Burning Hammer. Burning Hammer to John Cena by AJ Styles. And he tries to climb out because, like, I just killed him. But obviously this isn't it, because Cena's an asshole. And after they go at it, the match then turns really dumb. Cena climbs to the top to escape and almost gets out, but it's stopped by AJ Styles, who gets up there, and then AJ gets knocked down, and this happens over and over and over and over again until they're both in like red health, and Cena just knocks off AJ Styles one more time, and AJ Styles is not quick enough to get Cena, and John Cena escapes the cage. Incredible match, gentlemen. Really, really lighting the world on fire, you know? 6-5. Alright, now we go back to the 2K series with the final 7th gen game I have, which is WWE 2K15, and we have an AJ Styles call on my save, so we can do this. This AJ Styles is post TNA, and he is New Japan Pro Wrestling Bullet Club AJ Styles when he became the leader of Bullet Club. And to finish off the 7th gen games, we're going to be doing an Inferno match. And this match is actually really competitive, which isn't shocking because this gameplay style is arcadey, in a good way though. However, Styles goes absolutely ballistic. He gets Cena into the corner, kicks him down, and takes his time while John Cena is clearly touching the fire. He's literally going through the fire and flames. Like, look at that. But finally, AJ Styles gets to the top and does a coast-to-coast, a Bloody Sunday, and a Styles Clash. That's 3 finishers in succession. But this douche canoe, John Cena, survives all of that. And after Styles tries to put him down, John Cena overcomes the odds, 1 attitude adjustment, pushes him into the fire and kicks him out of the ring, and AJ Styles is set on fire to end the match. This is the most LOL Cena wins thing I've ever seen. Holy burial. AJ Styles gets buried, and now the score is 6-6. Now we're back to W2K23, where AJ Styles is sitting at an 89 overall, and John Cena is a 94. Even though he's the cover star, and he gets beat out by Roman Reigns by like 5 points. Like, what the man? The match type ends up being a Hell in a Cell, and since we have the attires in this game from 2016, that's what we with. AJ Styles 2016 versus John Cena 2016, like they're fighting in their prime. For the first 3 minutes, AJ Styles and John Cena fight on the outside, and they take laps around the ring, just punching each other, like literally 3 minutes of this. It's really not exciting. But when they get back in the ring, AJ Styles is able to hit the Styles Clash, John Cena kicks out, and after a failed calf crusher attempt, John grabs a baseball bat, but doesn't use it and decides to just chuck AJ out of the ring. He gets cracked in the head with the bat, but he somehow just shakes it off, ignores it, and hits Cena with it in the gut. Cena ignores the bat, just like Styles did. Attitude adjustment, STF, and he taps out. John Cena wins the Hell in a Cell match, putting the record at 6-7. We've done a lot of WWE games, so I think it's time to do something not WWE related. And no, it's not Fight Forever. This game is going to be Fire Pro Wrestling World, and with the Steam Workshop, I got an updated AJ Styles and John Cena, so we're ready to go. But these two won't just be in a normal wrestling match, it's going to be a landmine death match. Good luck, gentlemen. 2 men lock up multiple times and have a back and forth, but we haven't seen those that much so far. And AJ does his jumping knee attack, which looks sick. But he misses it, and John eventually suplexes AJ Styles out of the ring into the landmine, and he blows up. My god, he's dead. Oh, wait, he's fine. Back to work, AJ. But unfortunately, AJ Styles eats an attitude adjustment after getting spiked on his head multiple times. AJ kicks out of the AA. AJ then does a gutbuster and a forearm to a sitting John Cena, but of course, Superman no-sells and he does his own shit, because he's a bitch. And AJ's not happy with that, so he clotheslines him down and then throws him into the landmine for good measure. Of course, that will not stop John Cena, and he's back in the ring and counters a suplex into the landmine. Back to the landmine AJ goes. When Styles gets back in, he gets his ass sent to Suplex City as John Cena just constantly suplexes him on his neck over and over and over again. It looks to be over when John Cena gets the second attitude adjustment onto AJ Styles, but AJ Styles kicks out. Styles, of course, eating more suplexes from John Cena, gets in the Ushi Kuroshi on John, but Cena kicks out of it and tosses AJ into the barbed wire corner. AJ comes back once again with not one, but 2 of those neck breakers, and finally gets the first Styles Clash, and that's it. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles picks up the win here, and that's all she wrote. Cool. 7-7. Now we're at W2K24. Oh boy. Overalls, AJ Styles at an 85, which seems a bit disrespectful, and John Cena is still sitting at the 94. The match type that we're going to get for this game is a last man standing match. After going at it for a bit, Cena takes down AJ and tries for a, count. But after AJ gets up, things get stupid again. Cena runs out of the ring, and then runs back in, and then AJ runs in and runs out, and AJ does a flip over the top, and Cena runs back in. Like, what the f is going on, man? Eventually, Cena does a 5-knuckle shuffle off the top and an attitude adjustment. This actually looks to be the end. AJ breaks the count at 9. Barely breaking the count. And Cena then goes on to dominate AJ for a bit till his brain malfunctions once again and gets punished with a Styles Clash. But of course, John Cena breaks this at 7. Back and forth with Cena going out on top, goes for a finisher, but it's countered and then leads into a pop-up Styles Clash. Holy crap, that would have been so sick. But in the end, after all this time, Cena throws AJ Styles into the ropes, gets him up on his shoulders, attitude adjustment, and the count goes down all the way to 10. John Cena defeats AJ Styles and putting it at 7-8. The final bonus game, and what better way to end it than having a game that came out very recently, Casual Pro Wrestling, which is a game I've featured on my channel before, but we're doing it again because this game's fun. The game's main feature is ragdoll physics, so guys just like fall over and it's kind of hilarious to watch. And Cena and Styles, because of this, take some disgusting bumps in this match. Just absolutely brutal. You might think that they look safe because they're ragdolls, but you're wrong. They're getting dropped on their neck, their back, their spine, everything. It looks awful because it probably is. And after many close falls in this match, many close pinfalls and submissions that did not even work, John Cena is able to uppercut AJ Styles, and with his health at 0, AJ had no chance, and John Cena picks up the win in this incredible match. It will be a match we'll talk about forever. That one match they had in Casual Pro Wrestling. John Cena picks up the win here, and it's probably going to be better than their match at Perth. 7-9. And here we are. The final game is WWE 2K25 and the grand finale of this John Cena arc. Overalls of this game, AJ Styles is at an 85, disrespectful, and John Cena is at a 94. And the wheel spin is going to be thrown out because we're going to have one match that we always pick, and it's going to be contested under bloodline rules. Who will pick up the final win here and solidify themselves as the true winner of Perth? The match starts out and almost immediately a kendo stick is introduced and is broken. It's kind of crazy that in pretty much all other no DQ matches they don't even use the weapons, and now that they do, go figure. After AJ Styles dives onto Cena, he gets thrown back in, and Vince McMahon, oh boy, Vince McMahon is here, and obviously he's in the camp for Cena. What a surprise, right? You know, like, it's just so shocking that, you know, Vince McMahon would be in the can for John Cena, you know? But then the game's gonna get evened up as Doc Gallows comes out and Vince goes straight after him, but unfortunately for Vince, he eats a choke slam for his troubles. Once all four men are back in the ring, the other club member, Carl Anderson, comes out, and God, he's so forgettable. Oh my God. Speaking of, to completely take the spotlight away from this jobber, Triple H comes out to help John Cena, because why not? It's Triple H, come on. But Triple H gets taken out immediately, and then the freaking Rock, the final boss, runs in because he needs to outshine Triple H. You know? Two massive egos with one guy on the higher in the pecking order. And of course, The Rock is here to help his soldier, John Cena, but shortly after, JBL comes out and is here to help AJ in this match because he hates John Cena, and with 8 men, turns into complete chaos, complete pandemonium with many close calls, and this goes on for a bit till we lose the lights in the arena because we can't pay our bills. Like, what, in this economy with AI spiking costs and WWE becoming money hungry, you think WWE wouldn't be affected? Yeah, right. But once the lights come back on, nothing really changes other than the constant finishers left, right, and center by everybody in this match. But finally, John Cena grabs AJ into an inverted attitude adjustment, which is kind of cool. And then to seal the deal, to nail it down the coffin, John Cena gets on the middle ropes and does an elbow drop. And this would be the end. 1, 2, 3. John Cena picks up the win along with his gaggle of corporate assholes. Probably a perfect way to end it. Well, now that we've gone through all the matches, it's time to tally up the scores, and the winner of this match is John Cena with a final record of 7-10, with John Cena picking up 10 wins. So John Cena wins this video, and this is it. After 6 months of these series with 5 videos, we can finally put this to bed. While the Cena retirement tour has 2 more months, the John Cena retirement arc is complete. Thank you for watching, especially if you watched all 5 of those videos as well. I'll see you next time.